Uf, està fent uns atratges molt guapos, eh? Ara entendràs per què t'he dit...
Perfecto.
everyone, welcome back to Motion RC Live. I'm James. It is Friday, October 29th, and I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween this weekend. Be safe, especially, I know all you guys are going out trick-or-treating on your own, so just be careful when you're doing it. Yeah, I was going to get a costume, but I honestly only thought about it. I only really remembered this morning as I was making the sign. I was like, oh yeah, it's Halloween. Even though I have 3 kids, I just, forget. Halloween's not one of my favorite holidays, I guess. So I don't have any sort of costume or anything. But welcome all to the show. Today's show is going to be mostly community driven, and this time I'm sitting down for it. Standing up, rocking back and forth, and fidgeting is just gets annoying, I guess, when I rewatch myself sometimes. But want to welcome all you guys, to the show. See everybody in the chat. What is it? Let's see. What's the number one candy for all you guys? For me, peanut butter cups. That's the only thing I'm stealing from my kids' bags. There's peanut butter cups. They're not working. Starburst for you?
Easy.
Yellow ones?
Easy Starburst. No, pink and red. Come
Just
on.
Pink and red.
But it's Starburst.
Pink and red Starburst. I get it. Peanut butter cups for me. I saw a good one with best way to eat candy corn. Open the bag, dump the candy corn out, eat a Reese's peanut butter cup with Kit Kats. Ooh, that would be that would be a good 64 tournament. List all the candy and let's do a vote to see which one ends up winning. What comes out on top? But got a lot of fun stuff I saw from the community this week, so we got a lot of exciting bits to share. So I guess we'll get right into it. Let's jump into HobbySquawk, where we'll start with Twisted Grin. I saw this one, and I hope he released a video, but he's got himself the Black Horse Spitfire. That's the big one, 78 inch, not as big as some of the other ones, but I've seen this model in person. It's a beautiful model. I unboxed a version of it here, and he's got the Admiral GP26 on the front, which is what I flew the bigger ones. That's what I have on the Zero here and the P47 here. Turn up my volume. Am I too low? Since I'm sitting, I'm a little lower than I normally am from where my mic is. But usually I'm so loud that you could hear me anyway. But either way, it's looking good, and I hope to see. I hope to definitely see this one in air for sure. Because I know one of my friends here, who's at our club, Jason Miller, he has now 2 of them actually. He has one on gas and one on electric, and we still just can't get together to meet up at his. He has a field that be better for it than our field, but it's a little farther away. We just haven't been able to schedule. Then moving on, Paul. Is Paul here? Paul the Architect. I love this, man. This was a cool share. Rebel. This is just your free wing Rebel, but an awesome digital type camo scheme on it. Just looks really cool, really sharp looking. That would look great on the Vulcan too if somebody did it on that. But either way, looks really good. And then with the dice on the side, I love everything about that. So I was glad, this again, the HobbySquawk ones, anything that's pretty much shared in the live show thread, but, it's hard for me to sort through all the threads and find all the stuff on HobbySquawk. I do my best, but, the Spitfire one was a good find. But I really dig this scheme. Love to know how he did it. Yeah, James T, I agree. Pixel camos are the best. They just look really hard to do. A lot of effort it takes to put it on there, but when it's done, man, you can't beat that. That would look awesome. And then you saw the thumbnail. This one comes from Spencer Keith. It's not his 262, but a friend. I think his name is Mo. He said his friend Mo at his field did this. Turned his ME262 in like a Reno racer, which is really just well done. I dig that as well. I love to see that, type of scheme. That just looks really, really cool with the checkerboard racer. And he didn't switch out the pilot. Our favorite pilot still sitting in the cockpit. You know how much I love that guy with his big head, large features. He's perfect. But he did get one shot of it in the sky too. But I really dig that too. So just give yourself ideas. If you got a plane that's sitting there that you haven't flown in a while, maybe slap a new paint scheme on it. And you get a new reason to take it back out. It's always worth it, especially now. As I don't know about you guys, if you're up in the Northeast, you probably got hit with that nor'easter. I know weather's been bad. Around here we've had a lot of bad weather. We're starting to get into, it's build and customize time for, for everybody there. But those were just some of the highlights that I found on Squawk. So let's move on, because majority of our content usually comes from the Facebook group.
Let's get some hype early here.
Oh, you're
I want some hype early. Let's
Going
go.
early. It's time. Roll right off the bat.
Let's go.
Picking up with the sub spin and win. Last week we had 2. We gave away 2 because I missed a week. So last week we had James Bowen and Victor. Fabulous Victor, did you get the Vulcan in yet? I didn't see if you made a post about it, but that would be awesome if you did. And then now let's see who won for today. Who's going to get a chance to spin the wheel? I know it's a name that I'm going to struggle pronouncing. Michael Georgalis. Actually, that's not too hard. Michael Georgalis. And again, that's just your YouTube handle name. That's how I put it up there. It is your turn for a spin of the wheel, and let's hope we haven't gotten this one in a while. So I'm hoping we kind of get that.
Yeah, let's see the extra spin for live member. Let's see it.
For a live member, because then I'm gonna have to come up with something on my own to figure out how we're gonna pick that winner. Ready?
Let's go.
3,
Let's
2,
go.
1. Big money, big money, big money.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
$50.
All right.
Not bad. $50. That's a good win for you, Michael Georgalis. Always, who doesn't love some cash? That's always fun. So if you are the winner, and I don't know if he's in the chat, but you got to email me at contest@motionrc.com by next Friday to claim your prize. So again, you get that. The money comes in a gift card. The gift card is not a physical gift card. It's just a code that you can enter on the website that I believe doesn't expire. I don't think they expire at all, but either way, you got a lot of time to do it. So either way, Michael, congratulations, and I hope you claim it. So that's it for this week's spin and win. And next week, I'm definitely, now that we're in a new month, I'm going to swap out some of the other prizes. But some of them up there, we never gave out. So there's no reason to get rid of them until we give them out. But I think I definitely want to change the Vulcan and the Avanti, and let's go for something a little different. Maybe that'll change the luck of the wheel, if you will. So moving on to Facebook. Let's go through the Custer community. Richard, well, when I stand up, the mic is fixed, so when I stand up, I walk back there to do it. My levels are going to be off, and should be good now that I'm going to sit right here the whole time as far as mic levels. But let me know again if it somehow changes. But I'm pretty darn loud. I don't even know if I need a microphone. You guys would probably hear me if I just yelled at the camera. Anyway, but moving on. So the first one, Rick Taylor just shared having some fun with his Shrike. Anybody's got the Shrike? I've always enjoyed flying the Shrike when I do get a chance. Nice, gentle glider. And what I love, too, about the Shrike, at least in some of these pictures, the Shrike is a really good one for, like, dusk and dawn type of flying. It's got really bright LEDs on the wingtips. You get to see it a little better. I remember last time I haven't flown at dusk. Down here in Georgia, it's just like the sun doesn't go down till like 10:30 in the summer when it's flying season, so you really don't get a chance to fly at night that often. But I remember being at Jonal when we released these, we were always flying them right till about the sun came down, and just nice relaxing flyer with the flaps. You could really have some fun with it. And I always like about the Shrike, it's very easy to disassemble and travel with, but the pictures don't do the lights justice. Camera's never really going to catch that perfectly, but they are pretty bright. Either way, good post there. Then we have Mike Sheryak. I forget which one this is, this is a turbine A10, twin turbine A10. He does have a picture afterwards that he posted of his setup inside, but this is a Freewing A10 converted to a turbine. This is a longer video, so we can watch a little bit about this. Looks really, I've been seeing this so much lately. It always surprises me. Again, something that I wouldn't do. Personally, it looks like a lot of work, and turbines are just, a whole nother realm of the hobby that I don't know if I'll ever experience, but looks like it worked pretty well for Mike. That's it. Vertical addiction. You don't want to go too fast talking about the Shrike while this is on, but you definitely don't want to go too fast with the Shrike. It's not, if you pull the elevator too much, you'd snap the wings off. It's not a warm liner. it is a glider. I've definitely gotten into situations where I'm like, oh, you know, coming out of a dive, and you go to pull, and you have no control surfaces because the flex just stops the surfaces from moving. So, you know, don't go too fast with the Shrike or you'll lose your Shrike. It's for gentle, you know, it's great gliding, hit some thermals, it'll do all that good stuff, and just be a graceful, more graceful flyer. Yeah, definitely close call on his takeoff. A little more rudder input, but sounds good. I don't know, anybody ever see anybody do a turbine conversion on the A10? This is the first time I believe I've seen people do it in the MiG now, Avanti, T-33, Venom I think I saw, which maybe not the Venom because that would be really tight to get it. But there are a lot of these. Yeah, Harry, it's just I think it's all new to the, you know, people are just going nuts, putting them in there. Maybe they'd make you know, a conversion kit for it, but I don't know. It just seems like the type of thing that is just tough to, you know, you really got to want to do it, and I appreciate anyone who does it. They're really into it. But here, let's check out the picture. This is what it looks like on the inside. So I don't know which ones those are. I assume I think there's only one turbine that fits these models. That King Tech, I think it is. Somebody could put it in here. This red one seems to be the only turbine I see that is usually in everybody's stuff. But let me know. But either way, looks like a lot of effort, a lot of work, and it's always nice to see that the completion level, you know, is what really stellar. That when you see it actually, that it worked and you got it right, then that's all good. So really good on you, Mike. Thanks for sharing that in our Facebook group. And a nice picture. This is Matt Lee, I would say, but I think he's got a YouTube channel too. But just a fun picture. He's fixing up his F-104 Starfighter with his 3 daughters there. Got them all working on it, and can't beat that. That's you know, always fun to do. Just to bring your kids into something that you love, and if they could get a little enjoyment doing it too, then that's always fun. So great share there. Love to see family mixed with the hobbies. Always nice. And we got Jonathan Holmes. So I believe this is Synesthesia on YouTube. We'll get to that in a second, but he got himself an F-15, and you'll see the video in a little bit. He was whipping it around, flat spinning it, and having some fun. Definitely does some. We've shared a lot of his videos in the past. He's good with the high alpha. Reminds me a little bit of Air Guardian in that realm. He's always, you know, testing the boundaries, but he got himself the F-15. He was one waiting for it to come in stock. So it is. I believe it's still in stock as of right now. But, you know, came back in stock. He jumped on it, and he had shared pictures of, you know, right after he built it. And I believe he lives near the real version that you saw with his daughter in front. You know, that's schemed up in the exact scheme that we got ours in. I believe this from the early 90s, Gulf War. I don't know the name of the scheme of somebody off the top of my head, if somebody could pop it in there. But either way, when we get to the videos, he definitely does it justice. So fantastic when you see it. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. Then we're going to Kyler. It's Kyler time. This is Kyler Salt. So I'm just not even going to say Jeremy's son. This is Kyler Salt, 10 years old, whipping around his F4. An honest pilot with an honest flight.
Definitely an honest pilot.
You know, who can land his F4 very easy. Yeah, that's a little inside joke. Anybody who was around the groups yesterday, there was always a little drama through the groups. But one in the EDF Jet Clubhouse was rather funny yesterday. And I saw that the post was taken down. But, you know, if Kyler can fly it, well, I won't even say that. If Kyler can fly it does not mean everybody can fly it. But he makes it look awesome with his customized F4. And just, I mean, this must be so easy for him at this point. You know, just nice and relaxing. It's just, I'm always impressed with Kyler at all.
Took it really wide to
people are seeing the honest review. It was just so strange. It was just so strange. And then the post popped up again in a different group later on in the night, and he didn't change the picture. It was just everything about it didn't seem honest. So, you know, I'll defend the company I work for when I see things like that. It was just strange. You know, I feel like you need this model is survive the test. There's a bunch of, bunch of versions of it. It's around. You can get parts for it. It's not going anywhere. And I don't know, I don't talk about other covers, but I remember seeing them both together, the RF4 from Freewing and the other version, and one just doesn't look as scale as the other. One is like, one looks like, I don't want to say anything bad. It's a great flyer. Both of them flew great. But one just looks so much more detailed, One is super scale, and it flies great, and you get it in 2 power options, which is awesome, or whatever you want to do. But speaking of F4s, John, nice to see you going to work. Finally, on your on probably one of your 4 F4s that you've got to, if you remember, John Killen raised some money for him in the past. He had his garage burned down tragically, and he lost a lot of his RC stuff, and among other things. But he lost like 4 out of his 5 F4s, which was sad. So he started getting to work on bringing them back. So the Playboy Bunny one is back.
I can't believe it's back already.
It's
Like
already
it never
back.
left.
John don't mess around. He also, I think he posted, he's got himself a row band that he's going to be working on. Like he's going hard in the paint with everything. So he's getting right into it. But I absolutely just happy that he's got the ones that he wants to bring back. Playboy version's popular in the F4. I've seen it a lot, I feel. And I think there's a Tomcat too, right? Seen that too, which is awesome. But either way, it looks good, and I can't wait to see all of them when they get going. Then we just had a new post from somebody new to the group, Jean-Pierre Levachon. I don't know if I said that right. I probably didn't.
Levachon?
Levachon. Out there with his Hawk, just looks like a beautiful place to fly. He's got his BAE Hawk. Assuming he's in France. And he might be in France with that kind of name. I don't know, I would believe so. But either way, looks like a great location. Now this was a fun one. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Jason Tidwell took the Vulcan literally and just had some fun with it. Arthur, you have an awesome French accent. Arthur RC from France, calling out Alex.
Merci.
Merci. Perfect. I'm awful. I've got my Boston/Long Island accent just will never convert. But check this out. So he went with the old Star Trek version of the Vulcan. He put Live Long and Prosper on it. He put a handprint on it, and he's got. Now I'm forgetting the Vulcan's name. Why am I forgetting him? Spock on it, but really awesome. I just thought that was really funny. He just went over the top of it. I don't know if he drew it on there with a permanent marker or what he did, but either way, it looks great. It's just really funny. I wish we could license the picture. That should be on the Vulcan. It would be really funny. Just take the V and just put ULCAN off the handprint. Would have been even better if you could do it. Probably costs a lot of money if you just want to do that. But either way, it was cool to see, and he even took it outside, which is great. I always love seeing them outside. I was gonna make this one the thumbnail. I was between, but something about that ME262 just looked too good to me to do it. And I don't want, and then we get a lot of comments. Is that the real scheme? Some people don't know if what's a joke or not sometimes. But either way, I love it. So good work, Jason. It looks really cool and just something completely different. I don't know if we should have expected it, but I didn't expect it for somebody to go with it. But funny, Star Trek something. Did you ever watch Star Trek, Alex?
Nope.
I never got into Star Trek either. I think I saw the one movie with the whales back in the day. I think it was Patrick Stewart's Star Trek, where they go back in time and somebody has dialysis, guy gives him a pill. Later on in the movie, he grew a new kidney or something. I remember that one, but I never watched any other Star Trek. Maybe it's something I got to get into. But moving on, Jason Rigney, speaking of F4s, this one was funny. We've seen this before, but he posted on our group. He put this up for sale for just $500, and it was gone in like a second. Gone in an absolute second, which was absolutely crazy. So somebody got a great deal on a customized F4 from Jason. He does great work on all his aircraft. So somebody walked away with an absolutely gorgeous F4 at what I would think is a bargain, because he probably put, hours of work into this. He obviously put hours of work into this, from the cockpit detail to the tanks to the weathering. You're not going to find a price like that on what looks like an absolutely beautiful F4. I might get into, I'd get into it. I just don't know where to start. Where do you start? It seems like there were so many variations of Star Trek that, it's like comics. I like comic book movies, but I never got into comics, because you go into a comic store and there's thousands of books. I don't know where to even begin. Like, I don't even know where. I just get too like in my head of where to start, and then I get too overwhelmed, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna start. let's save our money and just not start there.
Did BD buy it? His buddy bought it?
Adam got that bird, so you're gonna have it. He's gonna film it on his channel. Nice, that's awesome. I didn't know who ate it up so fast, but either way, good find. You're picking it up. I assume you live close, so he's not. I was like, he's not packaging this up and mailing it anywhere. But either way, absolutely stunning model. That's a great buy. And I don't know, was it 6S version or was it an 8S version? Either way, it'll be good. Then we got Jagman Singh, another first poster, new to the group. Just posted him whipping around his Gripen. And again, that high alpha in the Gripen. Love to see it. And I love when people who are new to the group come in hard. Looks like a great flying location. Some nice high alpha across the field.
I hope this is the smooth button. It is. There we go.
There
nice.
That is definitely smooth, sir. I love it. Ignacio, lots of rolling thunder over there. Where are you at? Let me know where you're located. Ooh! He must have the thrust vectoring nozzle on there, too, I believe. Just allows. I'm gonna give Air Guardian all the credit on these. everybody's trying to attack Air Guardian for what he does. But looks good. He just shared the virtually full video, but really slows it down nicely.
Looks like you could just lay that thing down right now like a pancake.
Totally. Like, see, I would get in that position, then I get scared and mess up and go down. But look at that. What Justin was doing. But yeah, he's definitely got the TV on it. You can see him moving. Nozzle looks a little longer, I think, when you have the TV on it. But it looks awesome. Now people talking about comics. This is great. I'm turning into the show. Pretty soon we'll be discussing Marvel, the MCU universe, and DC comics, graphic novels. Those were easy to grab because they're self-contained stories. Watchmen was good. A lot of the Dark Knight Returns. Like, I read those because they're graphic novels.
Here we go. Here we go. We got him going.
All right. Moving on. It's Halloween. My show, darn it. I'll talk about what I want. Marvel needs sales from us. Dustin Whitrock, T-33. Just T-33 being converted. Talking about turbines. And look at that. See, like, that looks like a lot of work to get that in there. I don't even know how you wedged it in there. But that looks awesome. And I hope he posts some video on it when he's done. But everybody's doing this. It's crazy. It really is. It's not crazy. It's awesome. It's what people should be doing. I saw another post came through, and it was on a few of the groups, but Michael Lavero, he used to be a customer service guy for us, and he made a post about, how, mostly about how the hobbies change. Everybody was a builder and a engineer, and, and you learn from it, and, and I see that, but also I think, my thought process is you got two hobbies here. You can still enjoy building and modeling, but you can also just enjoy RC flying. You don't have to do it at this point. And if you want to do both, then that's awesome too. Do what you love. And, don't let anybody tell you, especially if you're going to share it. And obviously, whenever you share something on social media, setting yourself up. There's always going to be somebody who's going to counter whatever you're trying to say. Don't let it get to you. Do what you got to do. That's awesome, and I can't wait to see. I'll always appreciate, even though I'd never do it, I'll always appreciate seeing it because it looks like a lot of effort, and I want to see it pay off for you. So, good job, Dustin, and I can't wait to see it. Dermot Kelly, a little bit of weathering on his F-16. Love that. Nice and simple, but beautiful. Yeah, don't feed the trolls, but sometimes we all get in trouble. We can't help ourselves. And now this was an interesting one too. Bill Conklin, is it Conklin? I think it's Bill Conklin, with his Bison, going for FPV and scale cockpit detail in the Bison, which is awesome. And he chopped his head off his pilot, but he has it attached to a servo.
That looks like some Halloween stuff right there.
Yeah.
that guy comes walking down the street to you, no thanks.
That's what Alpha looks like if you meet him in person. That's, like that's HAL 9000 if he had a human taking on his human form. That's like Vision. That's what we created Vision. We created Alpha to look like that. But here it is, like, working. Vertical video, tough to see, but he's got it on the pan and tilt head mount, so really cool. So he's going to be able to look around. You can see the cockpit lit up from the thing. He really went hard with it. So I'm excited to see how it turns out when he gets it in the sky. Now, I remember some people were saying, like, yeah, the windows aren't perfectly clear on the sides, but they're still, you're never going to notice when you're in the god. We put camera in there, we could still see fine out them. Remember, the plastic on the side of the Bison, that's all structural. It has to be there, so it has to be a thicker glass, a thicker plastic, because it is supporting the wings on top and everything. But you're never really going to notice it. So, either way, so looks really cool, Bill, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. Now, another F4.
Dude, it's F4 Friday. I didn't realize when I was building the show how many F4s there were.
It's F4 Friday. Well, I think everybody, wanted honest pictures of honest F4s. Alpine RC, this looks awesome. And it looked different outside because he just posted about an hour before we went live. He posted like a finished version where he has some graphics on it. And the blue doesn't seem to, looks a little different. Maybe the camera washed out some of the color. But either way, it looks awesome. I even like the stars around the nose cone there. Nice and simple, but yet not simple. I was really, again, and another F4.
Wait, is this a joke?
I never saw models. Well, yeah, then William Jackson. We all know William Jackson. We've seen these models before, but he posted another F4. Everybody, we had William Jackson on the show, and he posted a few of his models that I've seen them a bunch of times, but I've never seen them with he did them nice with the white background, and just took some nice shots of everything with more up close detail. If you've been to William Jackson, somebody made a fan page of William Jackson planes. He didn't do it himself. But so there's a fan group that you can get to, that you can, go to see William stuff. And all, just another group of people who love to customize and such. But he did great work on any model he gets, whether it's a motion model or not. He just does he doesn't leave an inch of a model, like a millimeter of a model unturned. Like, everything gets touched. And he does such a great job. So he had his F4. And then if you guys have been watching the show, I always love when sport planes, like I'm hoping to see more Vulcans done like this. I love when sport jets are converted to, real life counterparts, like as if it was a real plane.
Hope
so
this
I
is
love
the awesome button.
Always loved his
nice.
Yeah. Always loved his Avanti in like a Navy trainer scheme. That looks really cool. I mean, it looks like it, it could be a real plane. Even put a carrier bar at the bottom of it. Probably took that off the F4. Probably a piece of an F4 on the bottom of it. But, and then he does like, he makes them shine and like sort of glasses them, if you will, to make it look like that. He always, he goes above and beyond William Jackson, just a true modeler. And then one of the first ones I remember seeing from him was his A10. In the Air Force scheme, the white and blue. Looks absolutely awesome. And you know, this model, I think when I first started here almost 4.5 years ago, one of the first models I saw before we had a Facebook group was just shared on Facebook randomly before I knew who Williams. I think I saw it on HobbySquawk. So 5 years later, it's still going strong. 4 years later, you know, he doesn't. I don't think I've ever seen William post a crash or anything, but he does everything from the riveting to, you know, and he comes up. What I love about William when we spoke to him, you know, he'll sit there and really think about how he's going to do things. So he does things differently than maybe other people. Like, he figures out his own way to get things done, which you gotta love too. One thing about this hobby, you gotta be MacGyver sometimes to get things, to find easy ways to do it. But he does excellent stuff.
Wait, are you serious?
He's right. This is all this week. Vince Hickle crashed his F4, and now, boom, we've got an F4 here. I think we got another F4. I think I'm hearing a knock outside on the door. We might get interrupted here in a second, but I'm not sure why. But either way, Vince crashed his and then turned it into a customized F4 as well. So this must be, what is this, number 8 on F4s? It is 100% F4 Friday, and John Killen doesn't own all of these F4s. So either way, it looks pretty cool. Love to see it. Yeah, so it's quick. So this one, another first poster, I believe, to our group was Vasco Marquez. Had the Neptune. If anybody, you like EDF flying and just want something easy, that glides, that's just fun, that's on the cheaper side, that you could take this to a park and just mess around with it. I love the Neptune. Always have. I loved it before it was Skynetic. Now it's a Skynetic model. But when they come back in stock, you should grab one. You have a lot of fun. I had converted one. I made it look like a Captain America jet. Back in the, I think it's still on the wall over there. I had custom schemed one up, but I always love the Neptune, and it's a lot of fun to fly. So definitely go check it out. Flies this for a good little while. I believe it's a hat cam. I know somebody got mad at me for calling out hat cams the other day, but this one you can actually see a little bit on it. But I let it pass. I let it slide on this one. And we got Jensen, Trish Jensen. This is the Nexa JU-52. An awesome triple-propped, triple-motored passenger plane from World War II. One of the ones that's just right up my alley, you know, in the weirdness factor. But I absolutely think it's gorgeous. They added the tail art, which I know will get people mad, but that's the way it would have looked in history. So, not here to change history. That's the way it would have looked. And it's funny because I also subscribe to a few aviation history and World War, you know, just history groups aside from modeling. And right after I downloaded these pictures, somebody posted these of a real one was found at the bottom of a lake in Norway. I don't know how recently, but somebody just posted these pictures. I was trying to get the idea, but apparently they had to land on a frozen over lake, and I don't, you know, some problem. They left it there, and then lake unfroze, and the plane is, they uncovered it. It's still down there, and it looks in pretty good shape. If it's in fresh, cold water, they could probably hopefully somebody can get there and pull that thing out. That would be awesome, because that should be in a museum somewhere. But I just thought it was odd that, you know, the same thing popped up from a different face. Meta really knows what we're doing right now. You know, they know if you're looking at one thing, you're looking at the other. But just thought it was funny to see that. But either way, Trish, I can't wait to see some video of that thing flying. I don't think I've seen a video of the Nexa JU-52 flying yet. So it'd be interesting. I want to hear how it sounds. 3 engines. Moving on, Tony Blackhurst. Oh, and then Tony, you know me, I love. He posted this one with. I know James are gonna love it, and I do. I can watch this. Look beautiful. You know, there's 2 Spitfires, another one flying, but man, just over the countryside like that. I want to be in that seat. That would be amazing. If another one comes into view. As well, but that just looks. This was gonna be how I was gonna open the show, but I always like to open it with RC before this. But you know me, I love Spitfires. and that just looks awesome. Good to be quiet and watch it. I'm watching it. I'm just watching it right now. I don't know. Come down to Virginia. Tour. Oh, you have a Ju-52 in Virginia? Whoa. That's awesome. Check out our Spitfire too. Where is this happening? I'd go up to Virginia. But yeah, that would be sweet. But either way, there's the other Spitfire coming into view.
That's so sick.
Like right there, I'm like, oh man. And that truly gives you the feeling of where we headed. Oh, they're coming over on radar. Go get them. That just looks awesome. I love it. Cost you $5,000 for 45 minutes, Glenn Davis? Oh man.
Can I get a conversion on that?
I gotta make more money. And inflation is gonna even kill me. One day, I'll save up. Gotta make a Spitfire Bitcoin.
That sounds sick, Mike.
Ju-52, Mosquito, Spitfire, Hurricane, P-51 Corsair, World War II, World War II.
Field trip.
Military Aviation Museum, and he's the operations manager. I think we're gonna have to do that, Mike. That seems like a worthwhile project. But I can watch this all day. There's flight schools in England, James Bowen says, where you can learn to fly a Spitfire. I know Brad Pitt bought a Spitfire, I believe, and learned how to fly it. Got his pilot's license, which is cool. Awesome. And then this one, I believe it's the Free-Wing Yak with, I think it's the Durafly Tundra floats on it. But I don't know. I just saw that post. This is from Sven Rune Hagen. I want to see it if it works. That was a real weird transition from Spitfire.
The most beautiful thing in the world to probably the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Actually, the only thing uglier than this is the Spitfire with floats on it, which was a real version. And not to knock, there's a model of it, and it's cool because it was real. But that is but I love Spitfires, and that makes me throw up. Is when I saw that, I'm like, that just doesn't look right. But I know there's a model of it that, if you fly off lakes and you want to fly a Spitfire, you can do it. But I wonder if this would work. I guess it would. The drag on it would be crazy. But I would love to see it fly off water. Yeah, I hope we get a video of that when it happens. Then we got another F-16. This one was from Steve Adamson. Shared this within someone else's post. I don't think I ever saw this one. We've seen last week we saw I think Paul the Architect just recently did a similar version of this, but this one looks like a fuller version of a Tiger Meat F-16. But either way, really cool looking, and went hard in the paint on it. And then last but not least, for Facebook was Rob Thompson, who I think is going to release a full video. This is sort of like a trailer of what's coming. He had posted doing FPV in his Flightline P-38, which great platform to do it on. Nice stable aircraft, and it looks great. I mean, it's tough with the motors there, but I guess that's how it would have been for a real pilot. To see more from the sides and your peripherals, but with the cannon tilt on it, definitely a great platform for it. But I wouldn't have thought the P-38, because the P-38 compared to, say, the OV-10, there's just not enough window space. The P-38, it's a tight fit in there to get your batteries and such, so to add the extra, equipment that you're going to need for the FPV, but it can be done, so I can't wait to see the full video on that. And yeah, I told you, there's a lot going on Facebook this week, especially in the F4 department. So, F4 was the talk of the week. Honestly, was the talk of the week this week. But we're gonna move on to YouTube, and where you already saw Air Guardian Alejandro. I only grabbed that. All his videos are so long, it's easy to find 5 minutes from his videos for the beginning. But let's start. Vertical Addiction Media, you're here. You let me know that you started a YouTube channel and you're trying to grow it. So this was a video, and I thought this was pretty cool. I'm taking the best part of this here. It was his Avanti versus soybeans. If you hear it, he hits him, and then he gets woo. He almost lost his Avanti there, but really cool. He has a couple onboard cameras on his flights. I saw one of the comments said you should have went for the cornfield instead. Would have been lost in the cornfield, but really cool. Looks like a cool place to fly too. And you for sure got away with one. Got away with one on that. But really cool, man. Pushing the limits of it, and hope to see more from your channel. So again, link to all the YouTube videos are in the description there. So, you know, if you have a minute after you give us a like, jump over there, give these guys likes and subscribes, because you never know, they might come up with a video that you're going to want to see and be interested in later. But no problem, Vertical. Thanks for sharing it, and feel free, if you want to pop them in HobbySquawk anytime, let us know.
Get after it, Mike Bird.
In one hand, Mike Bird. I can, woo! Yeah. I'm not going to say nothing. I plead the fifth. RC Geek, if you want to check him out, episode 4, he's been showing people how to weather, weather aircraft. He always does cool stuff. You've seen his Flurcat, but that low-vis Navy weathering. So this is episode 4 that he has going, and I love even the, like, look at the way the sweep is. Like, that's what it would look like with the metal kind of rubbing up against each other. He goes hard. So if you want to really, if you want to learn, he's a great option for you guys to want to learn how to customize and weather. Just another person who does excellent work on anything he does. So go check out Chris Wolf and the RC Geek. For sure, another good video to pay attention to if you're into customizing something. He'll give you a lot of ideas and maybe spark some interest in doing it, from panel lines to everything. It's really, really well done. A lot of effort. But look at that with the sandpaper in there. Like, such a good idea, and really, really well done. I can't get That's awesome. Mike Bird is the man. GB says, yeah, we all know. We know we're going to party at Mike Bird's house tonight. Woo! Then we got, we're going to go Jonathan Holmes, who now I know is Synesthesia, and he added Sick RC, like added Sin RC to his YouTube channel as well. But here he is with that F-15 that he just grabbed, and his video was Miami Air Gun. He had like 4 flights in it, and this was just, I did not expect to see the F-15 start going hard.
Oh, he's dancing.
He's dancing
up there.
So this is high performance. I believe it's stock, with the new, obviously with the new high performance power system in it. So, because I remember even when I first flew the F-15, I flew it on, I think the upgraded Outrunner, not the, because it got, everything got one Outrunner to the next Outrunner with the blades, then it all went to the Inrunner. So I haven't flown my F-15 on the new Inrunner. But it looks much more powerful than it used to be. I've still got the air brake on it and all, but either way, he looks like pushing it to the limit, and I think his maiden flight was, he released a maiden flight. So if you're into seeing the maiden, see how it goes. But then this one, like every flight, he started pushing it more, and it looked really awesome. Well, I wish I would have known it was F4 Friday. I don't think there's any F4s on the YouTube, though. It was all pictures. And then Kyler we shared through Facebook at this point. But if you want to see Kyler's flight, I believe it's on Jeremy Salt's YouTube channel as well. Just Wing It was out there with Brent Hecht again. But this time they were just talking. Brett does this on Hecht Speed on his channel. But if you want to go check out Just Wing It, check the link. He talks about all the, details and everything he did to his T-33. So I'm just speeding it up to show you that, of everything he talks about there. But if you're interested in that type of stuff, another great modeler, pilot, a lot of information there. So go check out Just Wing It's channel for sure. And now this one, Dom, I don't know if Essential RC's in here. I love seeing this. This was interesting. So a T-33, I forget the kid's name who's flying it, but you actually never see the turbines, but he puts his plane up with 2 like $10,000 turbines are in the air at the same time. So all you hear is turbines during the flight, but most people would have waited till the turbines came down because, heaven forbid my $400 foamy hit a $10,000 turbine. You know, I wouldn't be able to buy 2 flights on the Spitfire. I'd be out an hour and a half of Spitfire flight time. So I would have stayed down, but he risked it and, you know, flew it in there. Anyway, so that was funny. So then, moving on. Oh, let's go to Blades of Thunder. Let's do Blades of Thunder as far as our, you know, RC. If you guys want to check out heli content, Glenn, man, there's a lot of heli events up there. I feel like you're always at a new heli event, and it was cool to see 3 of them in the air at the same time. You could call out if you want to write down what some of these helis were. I tried not to show the ones I feel like I've seen before, but a couple really cool ones and a really beautiful Yui. With a cool shot, Glenn, too. You got, like, the guy was nose towards you the whole time. It looked really awesome. But obviously it looks like a gorgeous location for an event. Those rolling hills. But you got a lot of heli events. But there it is. I really like this Yui. And then the next shot really, you know, almost looks real on the next shot. Like it'd be something you'd film for like a movie. This one, I love he's like just always pointed at the camera. That just looked really cool. You're flying the Yui. This is Glenn flying the Yui. That's awesome. But either way, check out, you know, if you're interested in RC heli content, give these guys subscribes, give these guys likes. You know, they're doing all heli stuff, which is great. Then last but not least, this one just popped up in my feed. It has nothing to do with, it's not a Motion RC plane sometimes, though, but this one sort of blew me away. You guys see this Super Constellation? This is Digital RC. They got like 200,000 subscribers. You know, big channel. They always have some crazy stuff. But an L1049. I never saw anything like it. One of those planes I don't think I ever saw, you know, this version of it. Super Constellation. But that just looks really cool. And when you see it, he's flying it on what must be a pretty windy day, because when he goes to land this thing, or when he does the slow pass, it's like, it's crabbing at like, you know, a real 45 degrees. Like, he's flying straight. And he almost loses it here.
Oh man, I just flashed back to Meg.
Yeah. Wait till the landing. Look at this. Completely.
Whoa. That's awesome.
Boom. But go check that out. Just something totally different. Freewing needs to do kind of. I didn't even know, like, is that a different, like, I know about the Constellation, but I just feel like, was that the main one? Or is that, you know, obviously there were a couple variations of it. I don't know all the versions of the Constellation. Either way, that looked beautiful, from the scheme to the, you know, to the flight. Just something cool and interesting to, that you don't see all the time. But I love that stuff. So let's move into the questions and answers, because that wraps it up for YouTube. We got about 10 minutes here. If you guys have any questions for me, if you just want to BS, you want to talk Marvel and DC, let's get into why Batman's better than Iron Man. I'm into it. No, I'm just kidding. But what are you guys doing? Any fun stuff going on? Any Halloween fly-ins? Anybody do anything like that? That would be kind of cool. Obviously, I got 3 young children, so I'm not going to the field on the weekends hardly ever anymore. We're doing all sorts of kid stuff. Anders, want to thank Motion Nice Models? You don't have to thank us, man. Avanti with a turbine. You're going to fly a bigger Avanti with a turbine. Nice. So Anders is moving on to turbines a little bit, like Jeremy Salt and many others. Start with the EDFs and work your way up. So that's awesome, Anders. Love to see that. Surprised the nose wheel stood up to the diagonal landing there. Yeah, totally. And you're crabbing like that, especially on the grass too, because when you touch, you know, you're not getting, sometimes you could just, it could stick, but go for it. I don't know if I would have put it up if there was that much wind that's blowing around my gigantic aircraft. I don't know if I would have even went up. But sometimes you're you're there, you got it ready, and you're like, you get anxious and you just got to do it anyway. You do bundle deals. Sorry, Timon, there are bundle deals, but it's full price for the bundle. You could buy 10 planes. You just add up the price of all 10, and you know, bundled it together. It's perfect. Any word on Scotty's story? F-15 was in stock as of last week. That's where Jonathan Holmes just bought his. A lot of people are buying them. We got a container in a week ago. They were all in stock. Every single Freewing plug-and-play model was in stock as of last week. So if they're out of stock, then that just means you missed out. Because remember, guys, demand is outweighing supply in every walk of life at this point. So when you see something come in that you really want, and you got to grab it. Now, if you're in your EU, you might be in EU. I'm not sure if it's EU, but if you're in US, it was definitely in stock. EU, containers are on their way there. I just can't give you any hint on, on when. I just noticed Facebook people, if you're commenting on Facebook, I can't look at both chats. So I'm seeing some stuff in chat. Jump over to YouTube if you want to ask a question at this point. I'll see it easier on YouTube than I will on Facebook. We kind of put on Facebook just to...
I need another monitor to be able to monitor all these chats.
We need another one.
You got people breaking down Star Trek for you in Facebook chat, though.
Oh my god! All right, I'm gonna have to read. I'll read the Facebook chat after the show, but it's tough. Like, wow, people breaking.
They're breaking it down.
Movie 7 was a oh wow, telling me which each movie was. Movie 4 had the whales. Movie 7 crossover with Shatner and Stewart. Oh my goodness, I gotta get into it. I was late to like the Star Wars game too. I only just within the last 2 years really sat down and did it all. I'd done it in bits and pieces. It was always, Star Wars was always on TNT, like during a holiday. It was like that, Rocky, Indiana Jones. They were just, those movies that always popped up. So I'd seen them in bits and pieces, but I guess I'll have to do Star Trek. I'd probably enjoy it. What else we got? Boys starting the flying season. AZ's just started. Arizona's just starting their flying season. Funny. Concord. When will we get more EDF FPV showcasing? Oh, Martin. How so? Yeah, Paul. We whenever Alex is here, when I'm doing the shows by myself, I'm bad at setting up the Facebook. But we always stream the show usually both on Facebook and YouTube. But YouTube's the main place. So if you do watch on Facebook, you're more a viewer. But if you want to be involved with the show as far as being in the chat, then jump over to jump on YouTube. But there is a live chat. You can live stream on Facebook too. So we just dual live stream. Captain Picard, data engage. Got a lot of Trekkies in here. Awesome. Will the mosquito ever come back? If it came back, it wouldn't be the same one. It would be a brand new mold. Well, that was an old model. But I can't answer. Even if I knew, I wouldn't be able to tell you anyway. Fun in that surprise. Vertical Diction Media. No, we're gonna look through the crashes as of right now, though. I don't know if we have enough submittals of enough, to actually hold it. That was one thing. It says in there, if there's not enough submittals, you never know what you're going to get with crashes. I don't expect people to go out and purposely film crashes. It's more, if you have a crash, if you happen to film it, submit it. But I don't know if we got enough this year, so I don't know if we'll be able to, to actually do it. But it's supposed to end on Halloween, so next Monday we'll look through it and see if we find enough. If there's enough, then next Friday we'll put together like a video of all the crashes and let all you guys vote on it for a week, and then we'd award the winner based on votes. But we may not be able to do it, but we'll see. 8 hours to go. No news yet on Henlong tanks. I'm sorry. James Yates, large L39 for turbine. Black Horse, again, with balsa models, they take a long time to produce, so it's not like, that was sort of they sent us that sample. I showed it on here, and, if people are interested, you got to keep hammering away. But even if we put in an order for them, wouldn't be a lot, and it would take months to get them over here, especially now with shipping too. If it's going to come, it'll come, but it's going to be a while. Balsa just isn't produced in the same numbers as foam aircraft are. Austin Powers aircraft. Whoa, Paul Ballard, 3 motion planes to hopefully maiden today. So best of luck. Which ones? Let us know. Oh, Mike Bird's asking if Air Marshals... Did he move to Fridays, the Air Marshal? He was always Mondays. How fast was the Vulcan? My son visited me. He's been flying Avanti for a while. People were recording, you know, on the box it's 120. We've seen people pushing 130 with the stock Vulcan out of the box on 6S. But again, the Vulcan can be flown at half throttle and the whole time. It's a trainer jet, so fly it as fast as you want to fly it. But it's got speed for sure. Not short on speed. Anders. The Vulcan would be fun for him, Anders, too. Just saying it, but like, there'll be similar flying styles. You know, I don't know if you're gonna get, you know, if that's cool for him, but you know, maybe jump him up to something different. You know, engineer soon. I want to start a small business. Way, bulk make at home. A lot of this. Wow, you donated 100. Wow. Is there a bulk way to make planes at home? There'd be a lot of equipment. I wish I could answer you. That's Indian rupee. It's $1. Okay. Get your question up there, but experience 100. I wish it was 100 Bitcoin. That would be amazing. Sorry, I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name properly, so I'm not gonna try. But engineering student, to bulk make these at home. I mean, we have factories that bulk produce. You need. I don't even know. I don't make them. I've never been in a factory myself that makes them. I've been in warehouses, but not factories. It's a lot of work. I don't think you could do it at home. I wish I had a better answer for you. It'd be cool if you guys sell complete jets, foam only, instead of having to buy individual parts. Anti-GRC, what do you mean? We sell mostly complete jets. All of our foam models are plug and play. You pull out of the box, you screw the wings on, and you go. Talk about like balsa. You know, if you're buying a balsa model, we don't even sell kits. We sell ARFs, so almost ready to fly. So again, you're just putting together and you're just installing the electronics and servos, which for anybody who actually builds models knows that an ARF is like 95. Why they say it's 95% complete, because the hardest part's been done. You know, even an ARF might look hard to people who've never done one, but it's infinitely easier than somebody who's starting from scratch. But yeah, that's a weird thing to say, Auntie. Most of our stuff is complete. I don't know how much more complete, unless we fly it to your house. Land on your, that would be amazing. You need a big family to bulk make at home. Oh man. James T, you submit your crash video either on Facebook customer community or there's a crash thread on HobbySquawk for the contest, which would be linked in the crash video. I don't think it's in the description to the video, but yeah, that would be the best way if you got a good one. You know, I saw some of them, but some of them are just, you know, the crash happens like off camera, so there's even nothing to see. So it's, you know, we did get some submittal, but a lot of submittals we got, or they're just so far away you can't see anything. So it's like, you know, if we released it, there's like, from what I saw, there were only like a few that were, you know, crashes per se that would have a chance to, you know, to win. Lucky Whiskers. He might. Hey, you got to start somewhere, Thomas. You never know. You never know. He could be laughing at us in a decade. But either way. Yeah, John J. I don't know if I'd ever scratch build myself. I don't, you know, that's a level of appreciation that I just don't think I have, and a level of patience, and that I don't know if I'd have. I know there's one kit that's like, you know, an actual kit that they give you the, you know, they at least give you the parts that you have to glue together. That'd be interesting, just because I'm interested in the aircraft. It's the Swallow, so it would be like a Lipish, you know, a 90mm Lipish with retracts and stuff. I always wanted like a scale wing with retracts. I think cool, and I saw there's a kit of it And I'm interested, but I just don't know. Like, really, it's not a matter of gluing all the stuff together, but like covering. I know that the people who do the covering is really, really, I know I'd mess that up. I'd end up with creases everywhere, and I'd probably, in order to do the one I want to do, I'd have to experiment with like 3 or 4, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to build 3 or 4 planes that I don't really want to build just to practice covering to then do a good one. Or the best bet, just pay someone to do it for you who really enjoys it, which would be great. Harry Miller, I wish I could have more Black Horse on the show, but this show is community content. If you want to see more Black Horse, people got to fly more Black Horse and share it. I'm only one guy. I can't build every single Black Horse model in the course of, I can't build a new ARF every week and get out and fly it. I wish I could, but I just can't. So, this show is whatever people are sharing in our Facebook group, what I'm seeing on HobbySquawk, what I'm seeing on, of other people who are out there flying and they can throw a camera on the stuff, I'd happily share it. But this is a community-driven show first and foremost. So I can't control really what the content is. The content, there are some weeks where there aren't a lot of shares, and I'm like, I gotta think of something. But that would be awesome.
Guy's a legend.
This guy is a legend. That might be 100 Bitcoin. That would be awesome. I actually saw a post where there was a video game like a decade ago. First prize for it was a tournament.
Yeah, it was a Star Trek tournament back in the day.
It was a
Not
Star Trek
tournament.
StarCraft. StarCraft. First place was $1,000. Second place was $500. Third place was $100. 4th through 10th got 10 Bitcoin each. So somebody might have won and might have 10 Bitcoin sitting somewhere and have no idea how to get it, and that's like 600 G's.
They sold them for $50 the next day.
Yeah, they probably sold them for a slice of pizza the next day. But unbelievable. But I like building flight test quick builds. Just to learn a little bit RC assembly. Yeah, I never ended up building a flight. Again, I got into the hobby when I already worked for a company, so I don't have time to play with other companies' stuff. It's just, but I know their stuff is cool. A lot of people love that. I always look at the flight stuff. It's cool and it's awesome, but not scale enough looking. Like they have a lot of warbirds and jets, but it looks like what it is, which is fine, and I'm sure they fly great and the whole fun of it, but that's another, side of the hobby too. I'm happy those guys exist though. They get a lot of people interested in it who then might want to advance up. I look at a lot of their stuff as, all right, when I'm done with a lot of these, I could get this, then you move up, which is great, which is awesome. Chucky Whisters, do I own any other company's planes? No, I haven't bought a plane. I mean, I have some old planes from my old, I used to work, everybody knows, it's not a secret, I used to work for Hobby King, tons of videos that I'm still on for them. So I still have a few of those that I had at the time, a couple, but do I fly them? No, I don't have time. Do you get the planes you premiere? No, these are all owned by, I work for a company. It's all company products, so I'm using this stuff. Customer service guys will ask me, hey, do you have that plane there? Can you measure the retract sometimes? Or I got to make a video for, plane's been out of stock, now it's back in stock. Let's make a new video for it. So this all, if we're going to events, this is stuff that comes with me. None of it is mine. This is Motion RC's products. Scratch and touch and go. Yeah, James, definitely a good place to start flight tests, especially if you're into the building and the STEM part of it. A lot of that stuff is great. Definitely. But all right, guys, we're actually 5 minutes over the level, but we're having some fun. It's been a fun show. I love when, especially it's been an F4 driven show, but we do have to start wrapping it up for today. So in closing, I hope you all have a fantastic Halloween weekend. If you got kids and stuff, go have fun. If you're going to a costume party, share some funny pictures if you're doing something fun. You could do that, but hope you guys are all safe this weekend. If you're going out to fly or drive an RC car or boat, I hope you have awesome maidens, awesome flights. Hopefully the weather's good for you guys as well. And as always, we will be back next Friday. It's November already, which is crazy. But I'm looking. This week I didn't get out. I still got to get out and do a full flight on that T-45 that I showed you last week. This weather just wasn't good this week to get out and do it. Hope to do that. And I think next week we're gonna have Bill Jarek. You guys might remember Bill from a few weeks back. He's one of our new product managers working with Alpha. He might be on next week to talk about some stuff as well. So that's probably going to be part of the show next week. And then, of course, share all your content. So everybody out there who was on the show today, update us on something else, and let's see. And you could always share that stuff. Links in the description if you definitely want to see it on the show, as long as it's a Motion RC product. Share it in the HobbySquawk link, which is in the description, or I'll see you on Facebook or anywhere else. All right, guys, have yourself a fantastic weekend. And no, not a new plane, Big Jim. Calm down. Bill is an alpha. Bill does other sides, but we're probably going to have him on, so it's going to be fun. But either way, we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.